There is an ancient idea whispered in every spiritual tradition from the dawn of time. It is the idea of the chosen one, the elect, the one singled out by fate for a specific destiny. Now, when you hear those words, you might think of glory. You might think of crowds cheering. But history tells us a different story. Look at the mystics. Look at the prophets. Look at the sages. What is the one thing they all have in common? It is not happiness. It is not wealth. It is profound aloneness. Not loneliness. We must be very careful with our words here. Loneliness is a hunger. Aloneness is a state of being. It is a solitude that is as vast and deep as the night sky. If you are watching this, it is likely because you feel this aloneness in your own bones. You feel apart from the ordinary stream of human life. You watch the river of society flow by and you are standing on the bank. And you wonder why. Why must it be this way? Why can't I just be like everyone else? Why can't I have the simple comfort of belonging? Today we are going to answer that question. And the answer is not that you are punished. The answer is that you are needed. Let me be perfectly clear before we go deeper. When I say chosen, I am not feeding your ego. I am not saying you are better than the person next door. I am not saying you are special in the way a child wants to be special. That would be a trap. That would be spiritual arrogance. To be chosen simply means that life itself, existence, the universe, has selected you to wake up. It has selected you to see through the game. While others are sleeping comfortably in the drama of their lives, you have been tapped on the shoulder. You have been asked to open your eyes. And the moment you open your eyes, the separation begins. Why must you walk alone? First, because you are undergoing a transformation that cannot be shared. Consider the lighthouse keeper. The lighthouse must be built on the edge of the world. It must stand on the jagged rocks where the ocean meets the land. It cannot be built in the middle of the village. If it were in the village, its light would be blocked by the houses, by the noise, by the daily traffic. To serve its purpose, the lighthouse must be set apart. You are being built into a lighthouse. And the construction of a lighthouse is a solitary process. You are being hollowed out so that the light can shine through. This process requires silence. It requires space. The people around you, your friends, your family, they are living in the village. They are concerned with village matters, buying, selling, arguing, celebrating. They cannot understand why you are standing out there on the rocks facing the storm. They cannot follow you there. If they tried to follow you, they would only bring the noise of the village with them and the light would falter. So you walk alone, not because you want to, but because the work you are doing can only be done in the quiet. You are dying to your old self. And as I have said before, you must die alone. There is no group rate for spiritual transformation. There is a deeper reason still. The spiritually chosen man has discovered a secret that most people spend their entire lives avoiding. He has discovered that the separate self, the ego, the little man inside the head, is an illusion. Most human relationships are based on two egos interacting. It is a transaction. I will support your illusion if you support mine. I will pretend your mask is real if you pretend my mask is real. But you have seen behind the mask. You have realized that you are not this little isolated entity. You are the vast consciousness in which everything appears. And once you know this, once you see this, you cannot play the game anymore. You cannot relate to people in the old way. How can you negotiate with an illusion? How can you argue with a ghost? This creates a gap, an unbridgeable gap. You sit at a party and people are talking about their status, their achievements, their dramas, and to you it looks like children playing with dolls. You don't judge them. You don't think you are better than them. But you cannot participate. The energy isn't there. You have stepped out of the trance. And when you step out of the trance, the people who are still hypnotized will look at you with suspicion. They will sense that you are not one of them anymore, and they will pull away. Most of the world lives on a horizontal plane, past and future, gain and loss, success and failure. They are moving forward and backward, left and right. But the chosen man has discovered the vertical dimension, the dimension of depth, the dimension of now. Imagine a diver deep in the ocean. On the surface, the waves are crashing. There is a storm. Boats are tossing. People are screaming. But down in the deep, there is silence. There is stillness. You have discovered the deep. You can still swim up to the surface. You can still talk to the people in the boats. You can still do your job and pay your bills. But your home is in the deep. And you cannot explain the pressure, the silence, and the beauty of the deep to someone who has never left the surface. This is why you feel alone, even when you are with people. You are operating from a different center of gravity. Your values have changed. The things that drive them, money, applause, validation, seem empty to you, not because you are depressed, but because you have tasted something sweeter. You have tasted the nectar of existence itself, and once you have tasted that, the artificial sweeteners of society lose their flavor. But here is the great paradox, and this is what you must understand to survive this journey. This aloneness is not isolation. In fact, it is the exact opposite. When you are part of the crowd, you are separated from the whole. You are just a fragment rubbing against other fragments. But when you walk alone, when you drop the need for social validation, you merge with the universe. The lighthouse keeper is alone in his tower, yes, but he is intimately connected to the ocean. He is connected to the sky. He is connected to every ship that sees his light. He is more connected than the people arguing in the village square. In your solitude, you find a connection to nature that is profound. The trees become your friends. The wind becomes your companion. You realize that you are never truly alone because you are life itself. You are the witnessing presence of the cosmos. How can you be lonely when you are everything? This is the secret joy of the solitary path. The emptiness is not empty, it is full. It is full of God, it is full of Tao, it is full of truth. You must also understand that this solitude is functional. It has a purpose. You are not being isolated to suffer, you are being isolated to serve. The world needs people who are not caught in the collective madness. The world needs people who can stand outside the hysteria and hold a frequency of peace. When the storm comes, and the storm always comes, the people in the village will panic. They will run around screaming. They will not know what to do. And they will look up. They will look for the light. They will look for the one person who is not panicking, the one person who is grounded. That is you. But you cannot be that person if you are down in the mud wrestling with them. You have to keep your distance to keep your clarity. You have to guard your solitude like a precious resource, because that silence, that inner stability, that is your gift to the world. You are holding the space for sanity in an insane world. That is a heavy burden, yes, but it is also a noble one. Now I must give you a warning, because the mind is tricky and the ego is a shapeshifter. Some people hear this and they think, I am alone because I am superior. I am alone because everyone else is stupid and asleep. They use their spiritual status as an excuse for their inability to love. They use solitude as a cover for avoidance. Be very honest with yourself. Are you alone because you have outgrown the crowd? Or are you alone because you are afraid of intimacy? Are you walking the solitary path of the sage? Or are you just hiding in a fortress of judgment? True spiritual aloneness is not bitter. It is not resentful. It is benevolent. It is kind. The lighthouse does not judge the ships for being lost in the dark. It just shines. If you find yourself looking down on others, feeling resentment, feeling like a victim of your own depth, then you have fallen into a trap. You are not awake, you are just arrogant. Wake up from that too. So if you find yourself walking alone today, if the phone is quiet, if the house is empty, do not despair. Do not try to fill the silence with noise. Do not run back to the village begging for scraps of belonging. Stand your ground. Embrace the solitude. Know that this is the fire that is forging you. Know that you are walking in the footsteps of the giants who came before you. The path is lonely, yes, but it is the only path that leads home. You are the lighthouse. Stand firm on your rock. Keep your glass clean. Keep your light burning. The world needs you, even if it doesn't know how to talk to you. The world needs you to be exactly where you are, alone and whole. And remember, you are not just a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop. Welcome home. I will see you in the next lesson.